Welcome back to AFTV. I'm Laurie. I'm here with my boy, Marty, aka Final Boss. We've just
You was
witnessed.
final boss last night, mate, with your chain, your dapper swag. You was
What
there,
can I
mate.
say? Listen, man, if you're giving me that props, I've got to take it. Bro. But anyway, let's get down to business. Arsenal going to Burnley today. Some people thought it might be a difficult trip away from home. Burnley been known to be quite difficult to play against, but today I think it was anything but. 2 goals in the first half. You're thinking, yeah, Arsenal going to go and kick on and really put it on these lot. Didn't quite happen that way, but are you happy with everything overall?
Another game, another clean sheet, defensive prowess. Look, I get that, and before the game, I thought, listen, like I said, we'll take a scrappy 1-0, a boring 1-0 if it gets the points. The most important thing right here, right now, is getting the job done and getting the points on the board. Then, obviously, the clean sheets. And what the clean sheets show us and show everyone else in the league is when you play Arsenal, they're going to be very, very, very hard to break down and to score against. And that is an important message to send to the league to let them know our credentials as the team that is going to win, going for winning this league. In the first half, I thought, we came out the blocks, we got the goals. Now, Victor Gyökeres, who's been under some criticism, was in exactly the right place at the right time, where I want my number 9 to be, to head the ball in the back of the net. The cross comes over. Gabriel, big Gabby, again, with an assist. Gets it up, Gyökeres, back of the net. And like I said midweek, this defender is probably one of the best in the world, or is the best in the world in that position. Again, pops up with the assist, handful at corners, and that's what you want to see. And then obviously Declan Rice, pretty similar, a header. We won the game with 2 headers. By half time, the game was killed off. Now, Burnley, no disrespect to them, have struggled to score goals, albeit apart from they put 3 in the back of Wolves' net. But this season they have, struggled, and offensively against a team like Arsenal that haven't conceded a goal in the entire month of October, and now rolling into November with haven't conceded a goal. No shots on target, 2-0 up at half time in Scotty Parker's dressing room. It's probably going to be a bit of a struggle to rouse the Burnley team to be like, right, let's go on and win this, what they think they're going to go and win this 3-2, with all due respect. If Arsenal have conceded 3 goals in the entire season, do Burnley realistically think that they're going to go and score 3 goals in 45 minutes of football against Arsenal? And that's not said with no disrespect. That's just being realistic. Like, if you're looking at this team, and some of the teams we've played, your Atletico Madrids, your Manchester United, your Liverpools, your Man Cities, your Newcastles. We've played some, teams that you'd expect. Liverpool reigning champions. Man City are a dangerous side, albeit they could only manage to get 1 past us. So at half-time, Burnley are not really going to fancy their chances to go and score 3 goals, or even probably score 1, definitely not 2, to level the game. And do you know what? What I saw in the second half, Laurie, is what Arsenal do this season, right? It's like boring Arsenal in the second half. Burnley thought they might be having a bit of the ball, and for me it was a bit of Arteta probably saying, do you know what, guys, let's a bit of a training ground exercise. Let's see how good we are defensively. Let them have a bit of a go, soak up some pressure. And they, in a month of Sundays, they were never going to score, and that's just the truth. And again, I'm not saying that talking smack about another team or anyone, or talking up Arsenal too much. It's just a fact. It's just how we're playing football. And at times throughout watching the game, it was slightly boring, and certainly very far from being electric and getting me on the edge of my seat. But it didn't need to. I'm not looking for that now. I'm just looking to get points on the board. I'm looking to get this Premier League wrapped up as quickly as possible. And I know we're only 10 games in, but we're just nearly a third of the season in. A couple more games, and we are, and we're getting the job done. And again, this defensive, I think now we've equalled the record of, I think it's 1998, 99, 7 clean sheets, and there's another record in 1987, I believe, where we kept 7 consecutive clean sheets, and the next record is 8 consecutive clean sheets, which was set in 1903. And how was that to watch, Laurie?
No, listen, I get it. Listen, it was a very professional job, a job well done. Let's talk about the 2 goal scorers, because I think both of those 2 guys had an integral role to play in this match. Indeed, I think you could argue that either one of them could have been man of the match. We're talking about Victor Gyökeres, you mentioned him earlier, and Declan Rice. Now, Victor Gyökeres, going into this game, he wasn't a bit of a goal drought in terms of the Premier League. He scored a 2 against Atletico, not scored in the Premier League for a while. For him to get a goal today was fantastic. He also had a sizable contribution in Declan Rice's goal, because if you remember, when we had the break, he made that exquisite crossfield pass. Yeah.
So in that for Declan Rice, he makes a fantastic diagonal ball across to Trossard, and the ball goes. But he takes on his marker, messes around, and Declan Rice, the headers in the back. Declan Rice is a phenomenal football player, an absolutely phenomenal midfielder. This guy turns up week in, week out. Now listen, we talk about squad depth, but I'll be honest with you. There's 2 players on that team that I think would definitely be missed, and they're very hard change. And one of them's Declan Rice, because I do believe he's one of the best midfielders in the world, like Big Gabby, who I've also spoken about. He just covers every single blade of grass every time. He leaves it all out there. When he comes off the pitch, you can see he's exhausted. He plays for the badge on the front of the shirt.
But it's not just even that, though, is it? I mean, some of the quality. I mean, we were talking about it on the stream. So, for example, his quality from set pieces, the way he's able to deliver that ball into what they call that corridor of uncertainty.
Yeah.
You can't get a lot of people that will do that. That is
exceptional.
Super, yeah,
exceptional.
Exactly.
The way he delivers these balls is very unique, and it reminds me of quite something like sort of Beckham-esque in the way that he manages to get curve, dip and whip. Yeah. And away at the final moments, the ball moves away. Now, for a goalkeeper, a defender, that's an absolute nightmare, because it goes into this no man's land territory when he's very good at putting it into a dangerous area where all you need is, we've seen it, a Gabriel to run onto it, or someone to just, stick it in the back of the net. Definitely. And listen, like you said about Gyökeres, I think that's 6 goals now in 15 games. Which is
4th goal in the Premier League.
Yeah, listen, it's
4 in 10.
4 in 10. That's nearly 1 in 2. It's not okay. And then people say, "Oh yeah," but then 2 of them are in 1 game. Listen, you're always going to get these people. Listen, we're top of the league. There is nothing really to nitpick apart. People say, "Oh, when Marino came on, listen, he didn't look amazing, but he didn't need to. We got the job done." And I like that sub at half time. Protect your players, rest your players, because whether that was, we saw Gyökeres pick up a little knock at the end of it with an elbow. I don't know whether that was precautionary or whether it's just precautionary to you don't want to redline this guy, because Havertz isn't back yet, Jesus isn't back yet. Mikel Merino can play there. It's not ideal. And with Martinelli being out, he's another candidate can play there. So obviously he's out at the moment. So that that's not ideal. And again, what you're seeing from Mikel Arteta is using his squad, getting the job done, setting out how you need to, getting the points, keeping clean sheets. There is nothing that you can be upset about. But then, about this Arsenal team, I'm loving this season. I'm looking forward to next game. We've got Sunderland away. Now, if I'm honest with you, we go to Sunderland, not jumping too far ahead. The Slavia Prague, I reckon he'll ring the changes, and so he should. And no disrespect to them, but that should be pretty much a bit of a formality. Going to the Stadium of Light, that's a 50,000 seater stadium. Sunderland fans are bang up for it this season.
Granit Xhaka derby.
Yeah, Granit Xhaka, and big respect to him, and I very much admire him as a player from what he did. From going from 0 to hero at Arsenal, and then obviously the Bayer Leverkusen, and then he wanted to go to Sunderland. He's been a consummate performer for them. And to go there, and we go there and keep a clean sheet and get the points and get the job done. Listen, I wouldn't want to be a fan of any other team, and that will really tell me. Then it really will just be like, let's continue, because we've been to the hard places so far.
GFN Soccer TV, with all your favourite shows in one place, is now live in the UK with Samsung TV Plus.